Seems like this should be pretty good. Not exactly sure what that says, but I think it says Jeeps go here. And that says, I don't know, and Crumbly Rock Mountains. Let's go for it. Good morning everyone and welcome back. It is a relatively clear day by Iceland standards and we are heading out to a pretty infamous little four-wheel drive track. This is the F622. So this is one, it skirts around the end of a fjord, and part of this we should actually be driving basically in the ocean, but we're going to go at low tide. We've timed the tides right so we can actually get around. And we're not too sure on conditions. There's rumors there's rocks blocking it. We don't 100% know that this is doable. So part of this is let's just go and find out. And here we are already. We haven't even gotten on the track yet. And we're in for an adventure. So join us, come along. Let's see what we find. Rugged and wild Iceland is crisscrossed by a series of F or mountain roads. And while it might seem that they're there for the enjoyment of four-wheel drivers, they were actually created by farmers who wanted to be able to go and get their sheep again at the end of summer before the harsh winter begins. This F road is no exception and skirts right down around the bottom of a stunning peninsula, in fact, all the way to the ocean. Just stopped to air down the tyres and once again might take the cake for one of the more beautiful spots that I've ever stopped to air down tyres. This is utterly stunning and just going to go down to about 26 in the front, 28 in the rear. Not expecting really technical four-wheel driving, just give us a bit of ride comfort if nothing else and help get some traction on the scrabbly stuff. And so these new AT4 tyres from Yokohama, this will be the first time I've really put them to the test. So far we've done a lot of gravel, there was a lot of rain and kind of slick, slippery clay stuff yesterday. That's what is now currently painting the Jeep. And so far I've been really impressed, they've been great. So let's put them to the test today and see how they go. Hopefully we won't find any snow. They are snow rated, but probably not today. Maybe in the future though. There comes a point on all of my international expeditions when things go from feeling relatively normal and kind of like home to all of a sudden feeling beyond epic. We've been in Iceland about a week now, and that point has just arrived. I don't speak Icelandic, but I think that said Impassable. It seems to me it doesn't matter where you go in the world. Once a couple of guys get their hands on a bulldozer and they become determined enough to build a road, they will build a road. It doesn't matter how isolated or how remote the terrain. It doesn't matter how steep, how prone to landslides, or how nasty the weather is. They will find a way to push that bulldozer through, and they will be proud of their achievement. Well, the F622 in Iceland is no exception. And we even pass an info board with a sign of the proud guys sitting on their bulldozer, happily grinning from ear to ear at their achievement building this road, literally glued to the side of these mountains. All these years later, we get to drive way out here to the middle of nowhere and experience this stunning landscape thanks to a couple of guys and their trusty old bulldozer. That was a little tight. This is impressive carved into the rock here. I like it. Before coming to Iceland, I purposefully didn't do too much research. I didn't want to spoil these moments of being utterly stunned at these incredible landscapes, these wild places, and these insane mountains that just drop straight down into the ocean. I've been a lot of places in the world, and already Iceland is top of the list for simply jaw-dropping scenery. Pretty much every hour, Katie and I drive around a corner to another staggering view. We stare at each other and we say, Iceland is nuts. When we were planning this track, we had to take careful consideration of the tides, because at some point here, the boys running the bulldozer ran out of luck and had to go all the way down below the high tide line. Here we are dropping some elevation as we start getting down towards the ocean. And just like that, we drop all the way down below the high tide line. It's incredible to think the enormous mountains are still towering above us as we plod along here right down at ocean level. We're keeping a close eye on the tides, but we do have plenty of time, so we get to really enjoy this for all it's worth. Once again, parts of the rock wall have been carved away to make space so that vehicles can physically fit. I'm not going to lie, it's a little daunting with the ocean right there, knowing that at high tide we would actually be underwater here. Once again, we're in awe of the guys who built this road. Honestly, who does this? Punches a road between rocks like this, right down at water level. They were so determined to get through and get where they wanted to get, they couldn't help themselves, and they didn't let a few tricky terrain challenges stop them in their quest. Soon enough, we climbed up and away from the ocean, back onto the stunningly beautiful track that we knew and loved from earlier in the day. With the ocean portion behind us, we have no worries and we can slow down, relax, and enjoy the day. We stop to eat lunch in the beautiful sunshine and then continue along. There's a few small river crossings, some amazing mountainsides, scree slopes, rocks, cliffs, and of course the endless mountains above us. For the entire day, our jaws are hanging open. As the track comes to a close, we're immensely happy as always that we opted to go for it and have the adventure. We didn't know if we could get through, we didn't know how hard the four-wheel driving would be, but we went for it and it was all worth it. To get back to where we started, we could opt to drive through the mountain on one of Iceland's incredible tunnels, or we chose to go up and straight over on the old road that has now been replaced by the tunnel. As you can see, the low cloud kind of limited our view a little, but it was still stunningly beautiful, with a ton of switchbacks on the way up and then switchbacks all the way back down to ocean level. This place is utterly incredible. Next time on The Road Chose Me, we wander through Iceland's stunning and remote West Fjords. There's mountains, coastline, hot springs, stunningly remote places, and a whole bunch more hot springs. You do not want to miss this one. Subscribe now and see you soon.